Hello everybody, welcome to the White Tiger Tarot. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Today's pick a card is a fundamentally important message for you today. So this is fundamentally important that you hear this today. Okay, so seems quite important, quite big. Okay, this is what Spirit wanted to talk to you guys about today. I do not know what this is going to concern, what area of your life this is going to concern. Or if it's just a message for you, for your soul to know. Okay, we are going to find out. Each and every pile are completely different because I do not pre-plan or pre-pick any cards or decks. Everything is picked by Spirit in the moment. Okay, so that each and every pile is unique to you and your message. Okay, that's how we do it here on White Tiger Tarot. And we are also going to pick a number. Okay, each pile is going to have 4 numbers. The numbers are 1 to 12. So you can pick a random number, okay, in your head from 1 to 12. You can pick your favorite number, your birth month. Okay, you could even pick your life path. If you do so and you have a life path number 22, let's say, you could have 12 represent 22. You could reduce it down, but I know a lot of people, if it's a master number, you don't typically reduce that down, right? Okay. So with that being said, we're going to introduce your piles and we're going to do the numbers. Pile number 1 has the howlite here. And the car kind of skidding. That image. Okay. And for pile number 1, we are going to get your number ready, if that's how you're going to do it. Pile number 1 has 5, 12, 10, and 4. 5, 12, 10, and 4 for pile number 1. Okay, pile number 2 is the rhodonite. And this 2 kids playing on a seesaw. Okay. And your numbers are 1. 3, 9, and 7. 1, 3, 9, and 7 for pile number 2. Pile number 3 is the hematite. This is your image. And your numbers are 11, 2, 6, and 8. 11, 2, 6, and 8 for pile number 3. Okay, so now we have all our piles settled. I'll give you guys some time to meditate, and I will see you in your pile. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading today. So this message is fundamentally important for you to receive at this time. Okay, or just for yourself, maybe just period. All right. Your numbers were 5, 4, 10, and 12. Okay, I'm going to put these off to the side. Howlite is going to be here. And you guys got 2 cards. You got the car kind of skidding off the road here, and we have a home. Okay. So, I mean, we see travel here with the car, right? And we see the home. And it makes me think, like, maybe you are having a fundamental change, right, in your life, which maybe you're moving homes, or you're moving to a new place, and this could be like a place of work. Okay. But I'm also seeing like the path isn't always a straight line. Like, it's not always like smooth and easy and comfortable. Okay. The way there might look a little bit, irregular, or, yeah, like you have to kind of find your footing. It's like, it doesn't feel easy all the time. Like, at times it's going to feel like, okay, this is new, or this is different, or this is, strange, or this kind of feels like we're losing our balance, or we're losing our footing. Okay. But I don't see the car tipping over. Okay. I see you are moving in, I think, a really solid way. It just might not feel like that all the time. But we're going to go, I think, yeah, it's whether this is a new home or work, or maybe it's just finding a solid foundation within life, like solid, consistent, maybe peace or movement, or just a stable home life, let's say, a stable relationship, right? Everything that has to do with the home space, right? It's like, it's not always going to be a smooth sailing or like a straight path. It's sometimes going to feel a little bit wobbly, a little bit unsure, but rest assured that is what all of this is for, is to find the stability, and you will land at a very stable, secure spot. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I think this is really important for you to hear right now, because you might be thinking, oh man, have I made a huge mistake? Or why, if this is meant for me, why isn't it feeling easier, right? Why am I wobbling so much? Or why are all these like surprise costs coming up? Or, why are we finding all of these things that might seem a little bit sketchy or something like that? But it's merely to put you on the right path, and it's just the way it goes sometimes. Like, it's not always the easiest road to get there, but it is getting you there. Okay. By the way, this is the Medieval Feathers Tarot. This is the only deck that I'm going to take reversals out of, because there are specific meanings. Okay. All right. We got some right away. Okay. Am I going to take these? Yes, I am. All right. So we have the Two of Swords in reverse with limitations. This kind of came out on its own, and I want to do that with it. Yeah, that's kind of clarifying these two for me. It's saying like there are these limitations that are coming up, or I feel limited, right? It's like, I know I have to get here, or this is maybe a new path we're on, right? But it's feeling like I'm limited in the amount of things that I can do, or now we've made this big purchase and now I feel like I'm limited, where I didn't think it would feel this way. I thought it would feel a little more steady or stable. Okay, so I'm feeling like the limitations of the path, or I'm feeling like it's a little more limiting than I thought. Or we're coming up against, small maybe roadblocks that we're having to kind of jump over. Yeah, or we're going to be more limited in certain ways going forward because of this foundation, or because we're kind of moving in this new direction. Okay, and we're going to find out more here. Inconvenience, Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, there might be like minor inconveniences that we're coming across. Okay. Page of Wands in reverse, dimness. And Four of Swords, restrictions. We have limitations and restrictions. Interesting. So I think this is clarifying kind of how we're feeling right now with this. It was like, okay, there's this new beginning, but I don't feel as excited as I thought I would, as I feel I should be, right? Because I feel like there's all of these limitations on it, restrictions that I have to follow, or it's limiting. Now we've just spent all this money on this thing, or we're having to buy, moving trucks, or, I'm taking a pay cut, but it's something a new job I really, really love. And I think there's room to grow, but there's a slight pay cut, or it's a job I really, really like, but the commute's, really intense. It's things like that. It's like, yes, there's something great. There's something foundational, maybe something I've really wanted for a long time. But the excitement of this new thing is being dimmed, right? Because there's like these inconveniences out of these limitations and restrictions that are coming with it, because maybe it's something big. And I mean, I'm already feeling this is very normal. Like in the beginning of something, right? There's like big changes happening in your world, in your life, and it is leading you into more stability, greater stability within your home, or within your home life, or within your finances, and your career, and your family. Okay, but at first, making large changes like this, it's like, okay, I'm getting the imagery of a hermit crab, right, outgrowing the shell he's in. Right? And so there comes a point where he's got to shed that old shell and look for a new one. And in that process, he's without a shell and he's feeling vulnerable, right? And then he finds a new shell, goes in it, but then there's all this extra room, right? Or he might have to look at shells and shells before he finds the right one. Okay. So it's like there is an expansion here, and let's say it is a home, right? You are going to a new home, or you finally have the money to buy a new home, or you got the loan, right? You got approved for the mortgage or the loan or whatever. So you got approved, but now it's like, okay, my mortgage maybe is less than my rent was, but now I have to pay the lighting bill and the water bill, the hydro for this whole house. And so it's like there are bigger things now I have to deal with that maybe I didn't think about, or I'm having to face things I didn't think about I'd have to face, or there is like some kind of repair I need done on my car. Or there's this big commute with this great job. It's like there's something here that comes along with this expansion that's kind of dimming the light, like the excitement around it, because it's like, I didn't think about this. And so it's kind of making us think, oh, did I make the wrong choice? Is this the right choice for me? It's kind of like that wobble, that finding our footing, okay, in this expansion, in this growth that we are inviting in to our lives, okay? But look what's at the bottom of the deck, the Chariot, okay? The Chariot, we see that with the car. We are moving, and look, the key word, success. We are moving towards success in a successful direction, okay? We are having our victory. We're determined, okay? Our determination is going to make this work, and it is supposed to work. It's just that we're growing. It's uncomfortable to grow, right? We're in a new space, in a new environment, taking on new challenges. And so it doesn't mean everything's going to be easy. We might have like really, and this is normal, right? You idealize, the house or the new job or the new space or whatever it is. But then we kind of pass over. We don't even realize, there's this kind of stuff that comes along with it. Right. I forgot about that. I'm going to have to spend a lot more on gas. Right. Okay. So those types of things. But it doesn't mean it's not meant for us. It just means that we're growing into a new type of expansion. So we're going to be able to support all of these things. It can just be overwhelming when they all come at once, or when we're discovering things that we didn't expect. Okay. And don't worry, everything's going to be able to be handled. You're kind of growing into the new reality, the new space. Yeah. Okay. Now they're giving me the imagery of like someone gets pregnant, right? And you're so excited. Oh my gosh, we're having a baby. And then it ends up being twins, right? And you're excited, right? You're like, oh my gosh. But then you start thinking about, okay, now we have to buy 2 cribs, or now we have to buy a double stroller. You know, now you're having 2 babies, right? It's like there's that kind of thing where there's like these kind of surprise costs or just this extra things that you didn't expect. Okay. So we have the Knight of Wands with the Rock Star. And we have the Hermit. And we have 7 of Wands with Valor. Hermit and Knight of Wands are pretty opposite energies. And then we have again the Wands. So this is bringing you out. You might have been in a comfort zone of maybe it's isolation, or it's been in this space of healing and growing in one kind of level of life, right? Where you were becoming, you were saving perhaps. Yeah, I just feel like it's this kind of inward type of journey. And now it's like almost, it's time for us to come out. It's time for us to take action in a new way that's like fiery. Maybe life is asking us to show up in a new way. That's kind of us taking command, taking charge. And maybe we've been in this time of kind of like coasting, and not coasting where I'm not saying you weren't doing anything, because it was extremely important for you to have this time of kind of comfort and not comfort. It's comfort because it was just what you were in for such a long time, but it was this like self-growth. So this is the Hermit outgrowing the shell. And there we go. Oh my God, perfect, right? We were talking about the Hermit crab, and the Hermit comes up, right? So you were in this certain space for a while, right? Growing, learning, becoming. And then it came a point where you outgrew the space, okay? And that's this time. And it's time for you now you have to take the adventure, go out and find a new shell, find a new space, something that's going to grow with you, okay? And that's uncomfortable, okay? That's going to require us to have a new level of confidence and action, right? Where we're going to have to maybe put ourselves out there in a new way, put ourselves in a vulnerable position, or take charge in a new way. Maybe it's shining. Maybe it's putting our work out there in a new way. Okay. But this is to say, stand up for what you want, what you believe in. Basically have confidence in your choices. If you've already made this choice and you're like, oh man, did I make the right move? Okay. This is saying, yes, you did have confidence in the moves that you made, in the choices you made, and own it and rock it and take it step by step. Kind of stand in the power of your choices and give yourself the confidence of, I can do this. I can make this happen. I can make this work. It's going to work, right? This is about you expanding and growing. Okay. Having yeah, because you could say, oh man, well, that was so much more comfortable, right? Well, this is not about your comfort. This is about your growth. And this is about you taking action in new and exciting and expansive ways, right? So you have to stand up for your choices and have the confidence that you know what you're doing and that you can handle what comes your way. All right. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. There is this this is a new beginning, and after that, 6 of Pentacles, success. So this new thing, whether this be a new job, a new home, a new beginning, right? New relationship, perhaps, whatever this physical new beginning is that you're embarking upon, it is leading you to more success. And you're going to find that you receive the funds, the foundation. It's about your expansion. This is about you expanding in a new way. And at first, it's going to be uncomfortable. At first, it's going to ask us we're going to have to show up in different ways, okay? Ways that we're not used to, okay? But this is saying have confidence in who you are and what you know. You have learned so much. And now it's time to show off those skills. Now it's time to put those skills to work and to almost like create new flexibility within yourself. See what more you can do. You know, that's why we get put in these new uncomfortable situations. Like, you know, it could be like stage fright for some, right? But their dream is to be a rock star. Well, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to face a fear in order to grow in the ways that you want to. And so that's kind of what this is asking. Like stand in your strength of you are, you know, you're doing the right things. You're making the right moves. Have confidence in that. This card's been coming out a lot lately. Circle of eternal joy, timelessness, dance of life. Yeah, I think you really are coming into a new sense of joy, a new sense of self. I think the whole picture is coming into a more fullness. Yeah, it's like be in the dance, like you are in the dance, right? And so the dance, sometimes you learn new moves and you're going to make mistakes and you're going to screw up and there's going to be things you don't expect, right? But it's like, but you can learn and you'll learn as you go. And so be patient with yourself, be patient with life, you know, face the challenges, right? That's the 7 of Wands. Face the challenges head on. You're going to rock it. You're a rock star. You're going to show yourself. You're going to grow. You're going to say, wow, I really can do this and I'm doing it well. You know, I'm killing it. So yeah, this is about being in the flow of life and that not everything's not supposed to stay the same. We're supposed to expand and grow and have fun with it, you know, dance with it. Try to enjoy this process of growth and learning and challenge. Okay. So the first one that came out was gathering around, the power of community. And this came out as well, lost compass, getting back to integrity. Okay, so both of these talk about community in an interesting way. Okay. This basically says, don't compare your path to other people's paths. Okay. If someone you know, like just got the job, got everything they wanted in it, and it was so easy, and so you're doubting your own path, this is saying no one knows. And that's also the 7 of Wands is, don't listen to people who kind of throw doubt your way or throw a kind of stick in the progress of something or make something out to seem more difficult. You can do this. You can handle this. Like it's okay. You have to follow your own compass. You can't follow anyone else's compass for you. Okay. And no one has the same path. You really have to stick to and listen to yourself. Okay. That's first and foremost. Okay. Then we have gathering around, the power of community. And I think this is saying your community has a great impact on you, okay? But you have to be careful with who you listen to and who you're letting kind of enter your space. And it doesn't matter, it doesn't mean you have to kick anyone out of your space, but it also, you have to be discerning with where the energy is coming from within certain people, right? Is it coming from a place of fear, of trying to keep, if you feel that now is the time to expand, right? But someone else is saying to you, well, maybe you shouldn't go, maybe you shouldn't move in that direction. They could be coming from kind of a place of, well, I don't want to lose you, right? I like having you around. I like having you here. Like maybe it's a boss, right? So you can't listen to everybody, okay? You have to listen to yourself first and foremost. And I really do think there are people around you that are in support of certain decisions of expansion, or you'll know because you'll feel excited if someone gives you a kind of, if let's say you talk to someone, you give them your two options. Well, if I stay here or if I go, and they say, you know what, I think you should do this option, and it kind of makes you excited, right? Then I think, and you can tell they're out for your good. They just want you to be happy, right? You can kind of tell their intention. Then those are, that's a good community, right? If someone is saying, well, I think because it's comfortable, or I don't want to lose you, or you know this, right? It's kind of keeping you, and you kind of get a little bit, yeah, I guess you're right. You know what I mean? It's a little bit lower of an energy. Yeah, you can tell by your own compass of what's aligned for me and what's not aligned for me. So you just don't listen to everybody. Listen to yourself first and foremost. But I really do think you do have community that's very supportive of you. Okay. And I think you are going to move into a community that's even more supportive. That's an even greater community for you. Okay. I think that's what this is saying, is that follow your North Star. Go ahead in a new direction. You are going to find what you're looking for in this new place, or in this new area. Okay, and look, we have the little hermit crab right here with the little shell. There's a new shell for you to take on. There's a new space for you to get a part of. And you're really going to find beautiful new community here of liked minds, okay, who are you're going to be able to bounce off of, create ideas with, really have that sense of togetherness and joy. Okay. So yeah, this is saying get in touch with what you want, because maybe you've been feeling a little bit disconnected from self, or from your own compass. Maybe you've been fulfilling someone else's for a while, or just feeling a little bit disconnected from your own path. It's time to get back on your own path, back on your path to joy, okay? And you are connecting to a new space, new people that are, it's going to fit this new version of you, this new growth that you've accumulated in a beautiful way, because you have outgrown a certain area, a certain space, okay? And just because there's bumps along the road, or there's certain things that doesn't feel, it's not quite ideal, okay? But that's part of it. That's part of the growth. It's getting uncomfortable. It's yeah. Not everything is a straight ahead path and, super easy, and there's no bumps in the road, right? There's always going to be things, hurdles and limitations we have to outgrow and get over and overcome, right? Like the hermit crab, right? They outgrow it, but they have to get all the way over this big hill to get the nice new shiny, bigger shell, right? It doesn't mean that it's going to be right there, that there's not going to be challenge to get it, right? Anything worth having is worth working for, worth challenging ourselves for. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing for you guys, is that yes, there is something foundational, a change that is occurring that is super, it's going to make you really, really happy. It's really going to connect you back in with your joy, back in with feeling like you're on the right path, like you're in joy again. Like oh my gosh, I'm enjoying this. It's so much fun. I'm meeting really cool people that get me, that vibe with me, right? There's new community around in this new place, whatever this is, but it's like, I'm feeling, well, I'm going to have to maybe make some sacrifices or challenge myself or face a fear or get out of a comfort zone. And this is saying, you know, you're ready for that. You're ready to take on this new challenge. You're ready to go ahead and make the moves forward. So go ahead and do it. Okay. It's time to get back to what you feel, your own path. Okay. And maybe stop fulfilling the wants and needs of others, or yeah, just feeling a bit lost or down. It's time to take charge again and go forward in an excited new direction. Okay, so that was your reading today of pile number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. It was super, super interesting. I'm very happy that this was the reading today. I think it was a really important message. I hope you also thought that. I hope it was helpful for you guys. So please let me know in the comments if you found this helpful for you. And also let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel so you never miss another reading. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading or an energy healing with me down in the description box. All right, otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next reading. All of my love. Peace. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This message is fundamentally important that you receive it. Okay, so we're gonna just get right into it. You guys chose. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading today. This message is fundamentally important that you receive it. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. You guys were attracted to the rhodonite. Your numbers are 9, 1, 3, and 7. And we're gonna put these off to the side. And this is your image here. All right, so it's like 2 people or 2 kids on a seesaw. And it's like 2 people finding their balance, finding their flow together. Finding the groove within something. It's like sometimes one's ahead, sometimes one's time and space for everything. Okay. Well, before we begin, no, I'm not taking all of these. This deck that we're using is the Medieval Feathers Tarot. It's the only deck I take reversals, okay, because there's specific meaning. Okay, so the card you got is the 5 of Swords in upright with breakthrough. Awesome. So it seems to be a breakthrough. Maybe with you and someone else. I'm getting like maybe something that felt like a competition between 2 people is now finding its balance. Like, yeah, sometimes I'm up, sometimes you're down, sometimes I have more energy. Sometimes you have more energy, right? So it's like there's this thing of it's less competitive and more fun now. There's more of a balance. There's more of a flow, a groove. Okay, so we have the Empress in reverse with influence. Are we gonna take more? Yes. Okay. We have 6 of Swords with adaptation. Can I move these up? Okay. We have Lightning, Fortuity. This is like an extra Tower card. It's a little bit different with Stagnation. Okay, so and then we have 3 of Pentacles in reverse with Redemption. Can we see? Yeah, we can see that. Okay. Okay, it's an interesting message. I'm just gonna have to sit with it. Look, bottom of the deck, the sun blessings. Okay, so that gives us a cool, that's the only one. So that gives us the underlying energy here. Yeah, we are moving into smoother, like we said, we're finding our groove. This could be within a certain relationship. It doesn't have to be a specific person. This could be within your work, something you've been trying to get going, get flowing, okay? This could even be within our own energy and like other people. And I'll give you an example. Like before, let's say you were online or you were posting and you used to be in competition in your mind with other people. You used to compare your path with others. And I see, and that, there we go. And that would be the Empress in reverse. Okay, that would be us kind of comparing ourselves to other people, not being in our fullness of abundance and self-love, right? That's kind of us projecting it outward or making other people's influence affect us, okay? Or other people's energy affecting our self-worth. Okay, so there is that type of energy here, but then we have redemption. And maybe there was someone else influencing our energy and maybe we were allowing that, but sometimes, right? If you're in a partnership, let's say, for example, the other person, I mean, it takes two to tango, right? It does affect how well this game goes, right? I have to go up, you have to allow me to go up. I have to go down and you have to, let off the gas and let the seesaw come down. Okay, so it does take two to tango in certain situations, 100%, especially if this is a relationship, which I think for a lot of you, it's like there might be two energies at play here, okay? And so, yeah, it was like there's a redemption quality going on maybe someone else's influence. It's like we are almost adapting to the situation. It was like it may have took us a while to kind of find our balance, find our flow, and I think that's happening. I think you're having a breakthrough within something that's allowing for this to balance itself and for us to kind of have a good energy, a good flow going forward. And I think it's bringing you out of stagnation, because let's say two people are not moving, or two energies, right, are kind of being stubborn, or they're like, you should do it, or you should do it, and then it makes us not go anywhere, right? It's like, it's kind of like giving and taking, and we're kind of finding our flow of, you know what, maybe we had a great conversation, right? And that allowed the energy, you know what, I think we could both do better, and I'll try to do better. And so it's like, and then it allows us to start moving, bringing us out of stagnation, allowing us to move into a more easeful, peaceful time of blessings, where it's finally like we've come out of a difficulty. Sorry, I forgot. We're coming out of a difficulty, out of stagnation, because we've either, this could be, coming out of a conversation. This could even be you and, a coworker, or you and a boss, or you even in yourself, right? Where I'm not going to allow others to influence me, or I'm not going to let this influence me negatively. I'm going to, take charge or be the bigger person, or maybe I'm going to just say what I need to say and kind of communicate clearly. Which allows me to redeem something. I'm redeemed. I'm redeeming myself. I'm kind of standing in my power. And I'm going to redeem something that I've been wanting to build. It's like, yeah, because it's like it takes these two energies or these two people to build something. So we both need to be in our power, at our best, doing our best, showing up in our best way, right? And being able to clearly communicate. And so we're having a breakthrough that way, so that we're able to move this thing along with flow and in peace and in cooperation, in harmony. And so that's now happening with the sun. There's going to be a breakthrough, if not already, okay, between these two people or these two parties or these two energies, that's allowing it to move in a really positive direction forward. That's going to allow this to be built and us to be as productive in building this as possible, right? So that you know, we're both showing up in our power, in love, you know, within our with our greatest assets involved, right? So that I'm using all of my power and so are you. And together, back and forth, we're creating this beautiful marriage or flow or partnership to get us where we want to go, to get us to our blessings and our happiness and our joy. Okay. Yeah, it's like we're adapting to each other. We're adapting to each other's like flow of work or flow of being, instead of fighting against the flow or fighting against. It's like me trying to project onto you my level of productivity or my what I'm good at, and I'm like, well, why aren't you good at that? Why aren't you doing what I'm doing? But that person's skill set is different than yours, right? And so their way of working or their balance or their flow is going to look differently, but it's complementary. And so we're finally having this breakthrough of, oh, okay, so you do these 3 tasks, or you do this really well and I do this really well. And so it's like finding the flow. We're adapting to each other, which is giving us a breakthrough, allowing us to move forward, allowing lightning to strike, allowing the blessings to come in. Redemption is now coming through. Because it was like halting the flow of progress. Wheel of Fortune, there we go. Now it's time. Now we can move. Now we can come out of stagnancy. And now the wheel is ready to move in a positive direction, toward a blessing, toward growth, toward positivity, toward this new beginning, or towards more success. Okay. Justice. There we go. We found our balance. Beautiful. We found our balance. We found our flow. And that's all it needed. That's exactly it. It's like, in order for this to start moving and going and the wheel to start turning, we got to figure out our pattern, our movement, right? To get this going. Like, it takes two. It takes these two things. And so it's like pumping water, right? There's a one movement, there's another movement. And without that, there's no flow. And so now we've finally adapted to each other and each other's flow and movements. And now it's going to start flowing much easier, much better. Look at that. Yeah, you're flowing right into gain here. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, things are going to start now moving and working, flowing in, more abundance flowing in, because now we're both, in our power. Or now maybe it's me and my creative flow, right? And it's like I was pushing myself way too much, or I was just posting, but I wasn't in the flow of energy, right? I wasn't in my balance of rest and work, right? Where I need to intake energy and then output energy in a flow way. It was just output, right? And so this is allowing us finding this flow, this workflow, or this flow with this other energy or person, is now allowing us to move and gain and be truly productive, okay? And it's allowing us to finally stack, and it's not stressful anymore. We found the flow, which is like, now we can flow in ease and in relaxation. 6 of Swords once again, okay? So This is us aligning, and we have Mercury here. It's like there was some conversation that had to be had or will have to be had. Yeah, had to be had or will have to be had. Yeah. Going forward. Okay, and it's going to move this in a really positive direction. It's going to allow us to get on the same page. And maybe this is you coming into alignment with your thoughts or with your heart, okay, of like, okay, well, I have to speak to myself better. I have to get into the flow of my workflow and how that works for me best, right? So we're finding balance, we're finding flow, and that's allowing us to move. It's like, oh, this doesn't have to be difficult, right? If I'm in my power, if I'm doing what I do best, and we're able to communicate clearly, and I'm not putting my needs aside, right? I'm being upfront with what I need or how I work, right? And they're in their power and doing the same thing. Then it's now it can flow easily. It doesn't have to be this fight where I'm trying to force you to do it how I do it, or I'm trying to fight against the flow of energy in life, right? And trying to make something happen before it's ready, right? Or something like that. And now it can just move easily. And now we're going to find, wow, we get to gain in a very luxurious, relaxed way, right? When we're both working, it doesn't have to be so hard because I'm not trying to do all of the work, right? I'm not having to lift your weight, right? If we both work easily, if we both do our part, it's going to flow and we don't get tired, right? It's this ease, luxurious kind of like relaxed way of working and flowing. And that's what you're finding. That's what you're getting into. Okay. And it's actually going to make the work and the outcome so much larger, right? We're going to be able to generate much more energy, much more income, or much more flow. Okay. Yeah, it's beautiful. And look, bottom of the deck, 6 of Wands, victory. Okay, you're coming into victory. Look at that, 9 of Cups, happiness. Wow, 4 of Wands, completion. Yeah, temperance, art. Okay, we're just going to keep going. But I'll take these two, okay? Victory and happiness. You are literally having some kind of wish coming true, victory, something you've worked really hard toward. I mean, with all the sixes, we have the 6 of Swords twice and then the 6 of Wands. Okay, that is, sixes are transitionary energy. So it's coming out of the 5s, which is a struggle. It's a challenge, right? It's change. And now we're finding our flow. Now we're finding that ease, and we're coming into a more easier time within this thing where it's just like, okay, now we're finding our footing. Now it's going good. So the hardest part is over, and now we're coming into, the happiness and the fulfillment and the success of something that we've been really working hard toward. And a challenge maybe we've been working with for a while. Baron of Vessels, drunkenness, carousing, moderation. Yeah, maybe this has been you fighting against, your diet for a long time, finding balance within, work and play, right? Those could be the 2 elements here. And then you finally find your right work and play mode where I'm not overdoing it in any sense, right? I'm not overdoing the work. I'm not just relaxing, right? It's like I can work for, let's say I give myself, if you're doing your own business, let's say I was trying to work 8 hours a day, right? Toward this thing, but I was really burning myself out and I was stressing out, and that was making me kind of really lose motivation. And then I cut it back to 6 hours. Then I can have the rest of the day to enjoy myself, to do, the exercise I like, to go to the spa or whatever, like giving myself enough time. You're going to find much more relaxation and peace, but also gaining more because you're able to show up in a more full way for those 6 hours than you were for the 8 hours. And you were dreading it the whole way, and it would just, it diminished your energy and your passion. Or let's say you were going out on the weekends and you were going really hard, or you weren't putting enough energy into work, right? And then so it kind of slacked on your output, on what you were able to gain. So you're finally finding this balance, right? Some it's going to be that. You get what I'm saying. Okay, we have the Queen of Vessels, gambling, never satisfied, female lust. Interesting. That's kind of the Empress in reverse. Influence. It was like something was having maybe a negative influence on us. Maybe it was, like a certain behavior. Maybe we were indulging in too many things, in something that was no longer good for us or not good for us. Dicey. Page of Swords. Eagerness, enthusiasm, future potential. Future potential. Okay, what is this saying to me? He's got like a sword and it's coming out of the head. It's like, it's that breakthrough. It's like finding the breakthrough, the answer, right? And maybe these are the two people, and maybe we were both indulging in certain things that weren't good for us, or it was out of balance in some way. Okay. If this is two people, but this could just be you finding your right balance, maybe investing in the wrong things, investing your money and maybe gambling instead of, and then you put it into stock markets, which is a healthier way, right? Learning moderation, learning how to invest our energy in a better way forward, right? With what I'm good at and with what you're good at, and maybe stopping expending energy in unhealthy ways. That could definitely be it. Finding our balance. Okay, let's get more. I want to see what the bottom of the deck energy is. River to Hell. Movement, journey, difficulty, struggles. Yeah, we might have really been faced with our own struggles, facing things that weren't good for us, or indulging in things that were keeping us out of balance, or like putting things on the other person. It was like, but we were both guilty of not showing up in our best way. Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna get more on this, but it's like we are finding now. We have this now, this answer and this potential going forward. It was like we were just. I really get this energy of expending or expelling our energy in unhealthy ways that were just. It was like wasting it. It was keeping us off balance. And now it's almost being projected. We're having a breakthrough on something. And now we're putting it towards the right things. We're putting it in the right ways. It's like we cleaned up the energy within our own, okay, or within this coupling. And it was like, maybe we couldn't see what we were doing. Netcaster, preparations come to fruition. Beautiful. In the Hand, the universe is your partner. Wow. We're definitely going to read this because I don't even know if I've gotten this one. Oh, I have, but I think this is a super cool message. We're going to read it anyway. Yeah, it's like you guys have really been on your journey, and overcoming maybe things that were learning moderation, learning where am I expending energy that I don't need to be. It's like really coming through and seeing the path forward in a new and exciting way. We're having breakthroughs on things, that finding that right balance. That's really what I'm feeling. And so because you've done that, or you're doing that now, okay, I'm not kind of frivolously spending my money, or I'm not frivolously expelling my energy, or doing things that are no good for me, that are going to make my energy low or my productivity low, or I'm doing behaviors that are counteractive of the person or the place or the dream that I have. It's kind of like it's not working with the direction I'm trying to go in, right? So what I see now is that all the preparations, all the work that you've been doing, and I think this is definitely like a homage to, you have been moving, and you've really been cleaning up in the right way. You've been learning moderation. You've been learning flow, within your own, if this is two people, within your own set of things you've had to overcome, right? The river to hell is like, we've had to overcome our own struggles that were taking us, that could have taken us down a difficult path or the wrong path, or that were our crutches to bear, overcoming those things. Okay. And so now I really see that you've done that. You've found the flow, which is now allowing everything to now chug along in a really beautiful, easy way. Okay. Future potential. Now we get to move forward with eagerness and enthusiasm. And now we're catching all of these blessings, right? That's been our net that we've been putting out. If we're coming now into flow with the universe, where now our net is cast. Now we're ready to receive. Now we've said, look, I'm serious about this. I'm ready for this. I've overcome a lot of my own shortcomings, things that were limiting me, things that I was expelling in the wrong ways, things that, I may have been doing that were unhealthy for me, or not in my highest good, right? Or not in the highest good of this partnership or this goal. Okay. And so now the universe is your partner. Now the universe is going to be working with you, pushing you along so that you can receive, and they want you to have this, and they want to give you that pat on the back of like, look, I've got you. We're moving you. You're going to be receiving so much, so many blessings. Like, this is really, really exciting, really cool. Let's see. Okay, we'll read this and then we'll wrap it up here. Feeling secure, taken care of. The universe is your partner. Something amazing happens when you contemplate your intimate relationship with your higher power. And maybe that's it, right? Maybe it's been you and spirit getting on the right page of receiving and then acting, right? When I know when to play it slow and steady and open myself to receive. And now I know that, okay, when I'm feeling inspired and excited, I can act, getting in the flow with the universe, right? With the universal energies, of flow, and not doing too much and not gambling too much, right? With my energy, forcing, never satisfied, right? Doing way too much, going after, having this unsatiable hunger, right? Learning the moderation. How do you engage it? Perhaps you might have seen things through the influence. We had that influence, right? Oh my gosh, seeing what other people are doing. Through the influence of your religious background, or you may have been exposed to other ways of making that connection real for you. It doesn't matter the source of your understanding. What matters is what works for you. For example, if you believe in a punitive God, you will be afraid of punishment for your transgressions. If you believe in a version of a higher power that blesses you, you may find it easier to surrender to a relationship of radical trust. Right now, if you imagine relaxing, curled up in the hands of the divine, how does that make you feel? Can you then turn over your needs and desires to that divine power and trust that you're safe and secure and you don't have to do anything at all to feel that way? Grace is activated in your life now. You're in good hands. Your work, family, relationships, home, everything. You've done all you can. So now is the time to rest and recharge instead of producing, doing, acting, strategizing. A hot tea, a good book, and a soft blanket are in order. Amazing. So you've been doing a lot of work, right? And now all your preparations, now all your work, now all your healing and the letting go and the overcoming and getting it, you finally found the right balance. And now they're saying, let go, trust, you're in God's hands now. We're going to make this happen for you. We are moving you in the right direction, in the direction of gain and luxury and freedom, okay, and abundance. And so they're like, look, you've done everything you could do. You've really got yourself in a really positive position and you're going to have a huge breakthrough and things are about to flow a lot easier in your world. Okay. Woo! That's amazing. Yeah, this was quite the reading. I really enjoyed this and I hope you did as well. I hope you found this helpful. And if you want to share anything about your path, about your story, please do so in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. Okay. And good job for all that you've done, for all the preparations that you've put in, for the readiness that you've shown and the moderation that you've practiced. Okay. And the overcoming, it's really impressive. All right. And now it's your time for all of those preparations to come to fruition, for you to cast your net and to receive. Yeah, the universe is gonna really help you along here. It's gonna give you something. I feel like you're about to receive a massive blessing, maybe even more than just one. Yeah, so that's amazing. Yeah, if this reading resonated with you, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation, you can book a personal reading or an energy healing with me down in the description box. All right. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next reading. Pile 2. All of my love. Peace. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is a fundamentally important message for you to receive at this time. All right. So let's get right into it. You guys were attracted to the hematite here. 6, 8, 11, and 2 are your numbers. Put those off to the side. And these are your images. You guys actually got 2. So you got the dragon kind of coming over the rock to eat the car. Okay. And, oh, this, you know what this reminds me of? This is giving me the dragon eating its own tail. The snake eating its own tail. Something coming full circle. You know, from once something came, it will return. So there might be a massive cycle ending in your life. Maybe it ends in a way that is not comfortable, that seems a little bit scary, you know, but it ends up being the cycle forward. It ends up being, you know, it's time to move on. It's time to move to the next space. Yeah. Something coming full circle. Let's see. Yeah, there might be a big cycle ending. And just as like a small example, right? This is like your car gets in an accident, it becomes totaled, but you're okay, right? But you're like, oh man, this is awful. Like, you know, what am I going to do? I need my car, like, to get to work. But then you end up, you know, insurance covers it. You're able to get a brand new car that's even nicer and better, right? So it's something like that where, like, yes, there's something ending that might end in a seemingly, you know, it doesn't feel like a blessing at first, but then it really sets you off on a positive new pathway forward. It ends up being a blessing in disguise. So we're starting with the Medieval Feathers Tarot. This is the only deck that I take reversals, okay, because there's specific meanings. So yeah, Five of Cups. It seems like a block, right? Blocks. Seems like a block at first. Something seems like a block. Or now I'm looking at it as like this car comes up to drive and there's a big rock in the way, right? Oh man, I can't go down this road, but then this dragon comes and picks me up and puts me on the other side of it, right? In a helpful way. So it's what, yeah, again, what seems like a blockage, there's going to be some kind of like blessing that comes in and kind of lifts it over. Queen of Cups, guardianship. There we go. There's the guardian. What seems like a block, what seems like a kind of difficult situations, actually, you know, my guardian angel, or yeah, some kind of help, where I'm going to be helped through this. Okay, so we have the World in reverse with disconnect. We have the King of Coins, principles. And we have Judgment with revelation. Okay. Let me just take a sip really quick. Yeah, again, there's like a block that comes along. I don't know if you're feeling that yet already, but there's seeming a block in front of me. Something standing in the way of me maybe completing a big cycle or gaining, you know, something I've been working hard towards, or me being able to, you know, move into this next phase of my life, right? The World is the completion. It allows for the cycle to begin again. And then we have the two people here, I mean, the two people waking up. It's like there is going to be a revelation. There is going to be an enlightening moment, an awareness, okay? Because what seems like a block is not actually a block. It's like you, maybe it's the two of you, maybe this is you and a guardian angel, but there is someone who's going to look out for you. You are going to be helped. You are going to be assisted, or you and this person are going to have an awakening moment, and you're going to say, oh, it wasn't a block all along. This was just something for us to learn, to overcome, or this was part of the awakening that we needed in order to have this cycle begin again, or in order to have this, you know, this cycle end, this realization, this, you know, overcoming, or this, you know, maybe it's a goal that we've been trying to get to. But I feel like there is help. There's a way that's going to be shown. You're going to be lifted over the block, or you're going to be, yeah, what seemed like, oh man, this is the end in a bad way, or this is not going to get us where we need to go. It's like, oh, this was it the whole time. Or we're going to have this big awakening moment of, oh yeah, this wasn't a bad thing. This wasn't actually a block. Or maybe it was just meant for you to overcome in order to move along. Something key you needed to learn. Some kind of revelation that you needed to see in order to gain what was desired to gain. Let's get more information. This one's a little bit. Yeah, it's just like you're disconnected from the end, because it seems like there's a block there. Page of Cups, disappointment, failed attempt, and struggle. And then the Prince of Skates. Indecision, too many options, balanced pleasure. We need another. Page of Skates, Prince of Skates. It's like maybe you tried to do something or you thought it was the end, but you're having to redo it. And you're looking at that as like a failed attempt or a stop because it's hard or it's struggle or I'm having to do it again. But it's only for your growth. It's only for you to figure your way through. It's like there's still maybe something to figure out, or there's some kind of revelation here that you're going to see, that you're going to, something that seems like a failure, like a stop, like a block. It's just, they want you to try again, or there's going to be a way shown. You're going to be helped to find your way. And yeah, maybe you're like, well, I don't know what to do now, or I don't know where to go now. But they want you to get back up. They want you to try again, or they want you to, yeah, let me see, hold on. Yeah, bottom of the deck, Knight of Birds, adventure, excitement, movement. So there is going to be movement. Like, this is not meant to keep you down, keep you stuck, or to keep you from not moving forward. They just want you to do it again or try again. And maybe if you do, there's going to be help, assistance. And maybe it's like out of stubbornness. You're like, it's the principle. Let's say you applied to a job and you didn't get it the first time, right? And this was like your dream job and you didn't get it. And you're like, okay, well, I guess it's not meant to be. And that was that was a failure. And now I don't know what to do or where to go. And they're like, well, don't just give up quite yet. Because maybe you're being a little bit stubborn as far as like, oh, well, it's the principle. If I don't get in, that's it. Right? Or if they don't say yes right away, that's it. Right? I'm not going to try again. They're like, no, try again. Right? This is your challenge ahead of you. Right? Is to maybe stick with something, or is to not just stay down at the first no, or the first sign of struggle, or the first attempt. It's very rarely the first attempt. Like, don't just lie down, right? If someone says no, or like maybe they don't get back to you, right? It's like, try again, put it out there again, maybe in a new way, there's going to be help, or you're going to be pleasantly surprised, right? There just needs to be maybe another attempt, another try. Okay, let's see. Sensuality, feminine wisdom, passion. Yeah, it's like, use that, that passion. It maybe if this is like you ask someone out and they're like, yeah, no, I don't really want to. And I'm not saying don't force yourself upon it. Not like that, but it's like, but doesn't always mean give up. Like maybe, oh, well, let's just, hang out as a friend, or, you know what I mean? Like sometimes if you try the first time and it's a denial or it's a no, it doesn't mean to just, well, that's it, right? I give up. I'm never going to try again. Sometimes that's not the right answer. And that's what this is saying, is that, yes, you might have experienced a block, but that doesn't mean that this is not meant for you to try again. It's like, it's meant for you to accept the challenge that's been put in front of you and to face it, right? And there will be a way shown, okay? Yeah, listening to your passion, listening to your intuition. If you know this is meant for you, or if you know this is the right direction for you to go, keep trying, right? This is like, yes, you fail once, but it's time to try again. And that's how you figure your way through things. That's how you find your footing in something. Yeah, wisdom, learning, joy, art, music, right? This is how we learn. It's like, oh, they wanted me to take this. Friendship, support, fun, play, unity. Yeah, you could like ask people's advice. There's a guardian, like there could be a friend that you have that you need to ask advice from, or they could give you a way forward that you didn't think of before. Yeah, and there's some kind of wisdom from someone you could get that could help you make a decision or find a way forward, give you a key piece of information that you were missing before, right? We have this feminine power. There could be a motherly figure or a wise person or a friend around you that could help give you the information that you need in order to move forward, or give you a support system that gives you the confidence in order to try again, in order to try a different way or a new way of approaching this. Okay, there's something like that here. Let's see. Nine of Swords with sorrow. Four of Pentacles, the miser. Change, the Wheel of Fortune. 10 of Wands, suppression. And the King of Cups with healing. Yeah, I really feel like it's like there's been a rejection, or there's been a no, or there's been a failed attempt, and it really put you in a bad spot, maybe emotionally and mentally, where you're maybe now worried, or it made you a bit insecure. But with the miser, this is saying don't build a wall against this, or, you know, just block yourself off from this blessing, right? It's like you have something of great value, and this doesn't mean it's a no. It's like there are positive changes happening forward. Okay, there is change. There is going to be a different outcome, a different situation, you know. And this might be, you know, in the past, maybe you've always been blocked in love. And so you gave up on it. You're like, look, I'm not going to put myself out there anymore. I always get rejected, right? This is saying that that's not going to be the case forever, okay? That don't block yourself off. Don't build up a wall, okay, of what you want, of the outcome that you want, that there is a new energy, a new shift, and that you're going to be helped along, or there's going to be a new outcome that comes along, that your guardian angel is here to help you with this, or there's some kind of feminine person in your life, a friend, a family member, who can assist you, okay? There is the end of this suppression of this feeling of heaviness, or feeling denied, or feeling overworked, or feeling like clouded, disconnected from what you want, okay? You're in this space, you've been in this space of healing, and there's been a big healing that's happened, maybe within the heart space, or there needs to be a healing. And with this healing comes change. Here, I'm going to get. Yeah. 4 of Swords at the bottom. It's, yeah, there's this healing. Does it need to be taken? King of Pentacles again with abundance. Yeah, it's like things are different now. There's going to be a way forward shown. I think you're different. You're in a more stable place. It's like you're in a space that's ready, whether this is just emotionally within yourself or physically. Okay, you're in a space that's ready now to bring this in. It's time for the heaviness and the difficulty to end, where everything feels so heavy. It feels like I'm doing so much on my own, right? That's healed now, and now you're in a space of readiness, of stability. Okay, and so it's ready now to have these things kind of come off. Trust, right? Trust fall. Go into this new space where I'm vulnerable, where I'm open to what the universe wants to lead me in, right? Where there's positive change wanting to occur in my life. The difficulties now ending, the blockages are now being cleared, and so they don't want you to give up. They don't want you to think this is going to be the same as the old ways. Okay, it's different now because you're different. We have the Knight of Wands here with intensity. So move forward with intensity, with passion, okay, with love, coming from this place of abundance, of knowing thyself and knowing you're worthy, okay. Knight of Swords with fighting. Don't fight it. Stop fighting what's trying to come in. Okay. Yeah, go set forward on maybe this new beginning, or trying again at something with positivity, with readiness, and maybe stop referencing the past. Maybe, yeah, the past has now been blocking us from an outcome that we've been wanting, or the past is making us disconnected from what's actually happening now, where this block is being removed, where we're being helped, or it's a new day, it's a new cycle, a new change is coming, right? We see that there. King of Wands. You have 3 kings. Well, you have 4. I mean, 2 of the same, but you have 4 technically 4 kings out. So this is saying, like, you're ready and you've grown, right? You're in a new space. You're in a new sense of self. You can take this on again. You can try this again, or you can put it out there, right? In a way, even if you failed in the past, it's like, doesn't mean you're going to fail forever. It doesn't mean it's not going to work. Okay. It's you've grown, you've changed, you've matured, and now you're ready to step into the confidence, into the shoes. Use your passion, right? Use the wisdom that you've gained and learned. Use the community you have around you, okay, to help you move forward, that you can do this. 4 of Wands. Yeah, there is a great outcome here. An overcoming, a big moment, a big milestone here, a big celebration that you're going to receive. If you can kind of take charge and take action on this, and know that you're ready, know that you've grown and changed, and the outcome won't always be the same. Queen of Pentacles. Now we have King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. So definitely could be, getting back out there in relationship again, trusting people again. The Devil. And the Moon. Yeah, it's like, I'm scared of the same thing happening. I'm scared if I do it, I'll get hurt again. My fear is kind of stopping me, or fear of the unknown, right, is stopping me. But I'm seeing a lot of happiness. Okay, if you attempt this again, if you try again, right, if you don't let one little blockage or struggle or failure stop you, you're really going to reach in a very positive place. And I see that, could be you and someone else. Okay, you could meet someone else as well in this trying again. Okay, someone who's here for the long run. This is a commitment. This is long haul with the 4 of Wands, right? And all this partnership. Even if it's not love, for some of you, this is you finding your peace, your place in the world, your little piece of the pie, your comfortability, your happiness, it's not going to be the same. It's time for change. You've grown, you've matured, you've changed. Try again. Okay, this is asking you to try again. Don't let the past block you from your future, from your today, from your now, from your happiness. Okay, because it's just fear of the past that's making it look scarier than it is. You know, it's the unknown, the way ahead. What if it doesn't work again? What if it fails? It's like, no, it's going to be a much different outcome. It's going to be a really positive, beautiful outcome. It's going to lead you to a lot of happiness, maybe new community, okay, a feeling of celebration and stability. A lot of stability, a lot of foundational abundance, success, foundational, comforts, okay, with a lot of passion, a lot of feelings of purposefulness, and creative passion perhaps, but also foundational wealth, okay, abundance. And it's gonna require you to face the fear and kind of go off into the unknown, but they're saying you'll find what you're looking for. This is going to pay off for you. All right, let's see the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. You've been growing, you've been learning, you've changed so much, right? You're ready now to take charge, to take the lead in your life, to stand in your power. You've learned, you're ready. Okay, you can do this. You're gonna have success. It's gonna turn into a lot of stability for you. You're ready to take this on. It's not gonna be the same outcome as it was in the past. Okay, let's get one last message here for you guys. Okay. Yeah, Seven of Wands. Stand your ground. Okay, go towards this with passion, with oomph. Okay. You do know something. You do have the power to achieve this, to create this, to do this. This is yours to have. This is yours to hold. Okay, don't back down in the face of challenge. Okay, follow your wisdom, your intuition. It is leading you in the right direction. Okay, your feminine power. Use that passion, creativity, that flow to move you forward. Stand your ground. Stand in your passion. And make the move to try again or to face this challenge ahead of you. You know, it's time. It's going to work out. It's going to be better than you imagined. Okay, so that was your message, pile number 3. I hope this was helpful. Okay, I hope this helped you out in some way. Please let me know in the comments if it did. I'd love to hear from you guys. Also, let me know by giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel so you never miss another reading. And if you'd like to know more about your own situation or have an energy healing with me, you can do so down in the description box. My website is linked there. All right. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading, pile number 3. All of my love.